When we're older, people tell us to stand on our own 2 feet. We are encouraged as individuals to stand on our own. In America, this is very encouraged that as individuals that we stand on our own. We even look for ways to stand out in a crowd, and sometimes this is a good thing. So let's try some. I'm going to ask some questions, and if you're part of the answer, stand if you are able. You can also raise your hands if I've already made you stand a bunch. So if you're under 21 years of age, so from 0 to 21 or 20 years of age, will you stand? Look at this beautiful group of children and young adults.
Okay, what do we got?
What a beautiful thing it is to be young, looking toward the future, having dreams. You guys stand out because you have a different age than a lot of people. Because people think maybe you have more fun. Because people think you have less to worry about. You can sit. Now, if you're over 50, will you please stand or raise your hand?
Sit down, don't do it.
Look at this beautiful group of people. You guys stand out because you are wise, because you've had life experience and things to share. And we thank you for standing out in this way. You may be seated. Now, if you're over 21 but under 50, please stand. Look at you.
That's who we got.
People who are strong and learning and have some knowledge and experience, but still have some dreams to realize. It is a beautiful way to stand out. You can sit. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's really cool when we can realize the ways that we stand out, because this is the ways we are individuals, the ways we are unique. But our true power comes from standing up, from standing side by side, from standing together. There are lots of things that allow us to stand together. If you have ever had someone hurt your feelings, please stand.
Anybody sitting?
Yes, it is a sad thing to have our feelings hurt, but because you look around and you know that it happens to everyone, it can be a comfort. Seeing that you're not alone, seeing that we share all of this in common, there's power in that. You can sit. Now, how else might we stand as one? How about this? If you believe that every person has a right to be loved and cared for, please stand. Look at this beautiful group. Now we stand out because we stand together as one. Imagine the things that we could do if we stand together. And not just in this room, but outside these doors. The things that make us stand out, they bring our unique talents. But the ways we stand up together, that's the power to change the world. Please be seated. And now I welcome Ken forward to share his message.
Obviously, we're talking about some form of unity. So that we want to be together and unified. Now, I just happen to be a musician, as most of you know. So I think, overall, we could say that the concept of making music, or having a musical career, is the desire to create unity in sound, or the process of creating that condition of harmony. Unity, meaning despite our differences, as we've seen now, in skill or temperament or training, we agree to work together to pool our resources to create a useful and satisfying outcome. Our tools in this process are done by a variety of means. By making sure we sing correct notes, by making sure we do the right rhythms, by singing the right words, as you've seen so far. It's an activity that combines our emotions and our intellect. You all certainly know something about music. It's with you every day. But I want you to listen to something. What do you hear? That's a rhetorical question. You hear one note. Would everybody agree on that? Okay, I hate to disillusion you, but you actually heard 3. Because what happens is, the piano hammers strike 3 strings to create the piano sound that we all know and recognize as a piano. If it were not tuned, you would recognize that something is wrong. We might even feel that something is wrong. It's the way that the tools of music connect with us. Technically, yes, but here's another thing. I'm going to invite Natasha to come up. Now I want you to listen to this. We're going to sing it. Sing it. Gee, we finally agreed. So now we're going to agree again, and this is a song that you all know. Sing it right this time. Spirit of life, come unto me. Thank you. So what you saw happen was, it's a good demonstration since I played the wrong notes to begin with, is that it takes that cooperation, that human connection, that cooperation to create the sound of unity. And I purposely, on the first time, I sang it out of tune. And I'm sure you've all heard that before. You hear it in the congregation, people sing, maybe not quite in tune, but then they finally get with it. So it demonstrates that it's the human cooperation, the unity of the humanness that makes the sounds happen. And this happens, you hear it all the time in the choir. You can have 2 voices or 10 voices or 100 voices. So we did a round together earlier this morning with words and music. We crave that kind of unity that music provides. We need things to be in sync, resolved, harmonious, somehow complete. It's how we pay attention to each other. It's part of our human nature and our physical being. Music, organized sound, has great power. It's been part of us humans for millennia. Now let me tell you a little anecdote and how that's true. I don't know if you know the composer Mendelssohn, classical composer from the late 1700s and early 1800s. And his sister Fanny was a little devil. She was also a genius like Felix was. But she liked to play pranks on Felix. So she would come down in the middle of the night and do this. And of course, Felix, being the person that he was, would have to run downstairs in the middle of the night and go. That has great power, doesn't it? It has a great deal of power because it says that we want to have completeness. We want to have wholeness. We want things to come together. We want to create unity by doing music, and that's exactly what music does. It helps to create unity. For instance, when we have things that are like this, and we just let it be instead of, it has resolution. So we always hear those kinds of notes of conflict. And finally, resolution. And that's what gives us unity. That's what brings us together. So now I'm going to also demonstrate that, and you're going to help me. You don't have to stand for this one. But I'm going to play something, and now you don't have to respond to this, but I have a feeling you're really going to want to. You can respond. Okay, some clapping, some voices, that was fine. But you see the power of that. If I had just stopped.
You devil.
It would have driven you crazy. So that's the power and unity of music. So that's one of the ideas of music. And Kate is going to of unity, and Kate is going to give you another one a little bit later.
Today's theme is standing on the side of love together. It's a phrase we've heard a lot, this standing on the side of love. But what does it mean? What does it look like in our lives to stand on the side of love? I suppose it goes back to our Unitarian Universalist principles, and it starts with number 1, respecting the inherent worth and dignity of every person. I have to tell you, I work in customer service. And there are days it is hard to acknowledge that the person screaming at you on the other end of the phone is a person of equal worth and dignity. But if you want to be a good representative for your company and a good Unitarian, you put into practice that first principle. You have to put yourself in their shoes, understand their frustration, their anger. If you want to calm them down, solve their problems, answer their questions, you have to put yourself and your own reactions aside and feel empathy. And I think that is, for me, what standing on the side of love is. It's empathy for the other, the marginalized, the ostracized, the feared, the broken, the lonely, and the unloved. It's putting ourselves into shoes we have never walked in, paths we have never walked on, places we never wanted to go. It's coming out of our comfort zone, our bubbles, or in my case, the pillow fort I hide in, and connecting with the people around us. And sometimes that's scary. I am keenly aware of many of my own inner biases, and they make me timid and afraid. I think, oh my God, they must sense how hard I'm trying to be cool here and trying to overcome my irrational discomfort with them. How can they not know what a jerk I can be? And as I'm trying to be cool and strong, I realize that I've suddenly, in all of my good intentions to be accepting and empathetic, have made an other out of the person that I'm standing with. I think this happens to a lot of us upon occasion, especially those of us who are trying desperately to overcome the deeply ingrained voices of our parents, our families, and our culture. It gets to be a hard thing to stand on the side of love. We want to be more active. We want to break through cultural and societal barriers. We want to reach out to the others. But it frightens us. We can't take that step. We can't be the first one to move. We talk a good game, but when it comes to so-called boots on the ground, we're cheering from the sidelines. We'd like to help, but we just can't. It's too scary. But we're not alone. We're never alone. Here, we stand on the side of love together. Here, we recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We also recognize our own as well. We know the value of every person. We know our worth, and we know, as Ken so brilliantly pointed out, the need for our own musical line in this chorus. What gives a choir its depth and breadth? Its many voices, some strong, some weak, some perfectly in pitch, others, maybe not so much. Every voice is important. Every voice makes the music stronger, better, more powerful. Here, we recognize the need for every voice, even yours. Each voice has power. Each voice, when grouped together, can make a mighty sound. Nobody has to go it alone. No one has to take that first step by themselves. If you want to march, there are a couple dozen people who will lace up their sneakers, paint some signs, and go right with you. If you want to go to a town hall or a congressman's office, or if you want to serve the homeless in Camden or help out at the local food bank, there are people here who will say, "Come on, let's go together." If you want to work on environmental issues or human rights issues, poverty or racial injustice, there are people here who will gladly urge you to join them in that work. It's scary to leave the pillow fort. It's scary to stand up because you might stand out. But when you stand together, you're standing with, not out. There's the old adage, there's safety in numbers, and while that's true, there is also courage in numbers. In a group, there is energy and power. There is a free exchange of ideas. There's discussion and passion and drive. There is a feeling of shared purpose and a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood as you stand together. What is standing on the side of love? What does it look like? Empathy. It looks like empathy. It looks like a group of Christians and Jews saying, "We are our Muslim brothers and sisters." It looks like a group of lily-white Unitarians posting a Black Lives Matter banner by the side of the road. It looks like a comfortably living group of people sitting with the homeless in Camden, not just feeding them, but getting to know them, hearing their stories. It's a group of teenage girls being confronted with what it's like to have a period in a third world country and not being able to go to school a week or so every month because of it, deciding to make reusable pads to send to those girls overseas so they don't miss any school anymore and they can get an education. It's understanding that the world doesn't live the way we think it should and confronting our own prejudices about that. It's taking people for who they are and what they've experienced and acknowledging that their life path, their memories, and what they believe are just as valuable as our own. Standing on the side of love is more than an earthy, crunchy hippie saying. To stand on the side of love takes hard work, deep self-reflection, and commitment to clear ourselves of bias, hate, prejudice, and fear. To stand on the side of love means to stand with love in our hearts, with faith in each other. It's not easy, this standing on the side of love business. Love never is, but it is always, always worth it. Blessed be.
In its way, the poetry of logical ideas. So I'd like to begin with some math. And if you know the answer, just shout it out. What's 1 plus 1? 2. What's 200 plus 200? 400. What's 5 million plus 5 million? Okay. What's 13,472 plus 18,763?
31,000.
Okay, that one's a little hard, that's true. But what if I told you that what you thought were the answers were wrong? 1 plus 1, 200 plus 200, 5 million plus 5 million, 13,472 plus 18,763. What if I told you they all had the same answer? What's the answer? 1. We each walk into this place as one. One person, one personality, one age, one. And you'd think that when another person comes in, we'd have two, right? And in some ways that's true. But in the most powerful way, no matter how many people walk through those doors, the answer is still one. We are one. And I am coughing. The power of Unitarian Universalism lies in this answer. In fact, the name of our faith tells us. The uni in Universalist means one. The Latin word universis, it means combined into one, or whole. That is what we are here, one. And no matter how many we add, we are still one. What a powerful thing, this becoming a whole together. Imagine what we can do together as this one. I mentioned earlier that we can stand out, but we can also stand up. And when we stand up as one, we can change the world. When we see things happening in the world and they just feel not quite right, we can stand as one. When we feel pain and sorrow, we can remember that we are not alone, that we are part of one. When people are mistreated or separated out, we can embrace them as part of our one. We talk a lot about standing on the side of love, and usually we focus on the love part, and that's important. It's really important. But just for a moment, let's concentrate on the standing part. I'm not going to make you stand. Each of us on our own can stand for what we feel is right, but how different could it be if we stand as one? If it were that 1 + 1 = 1, that 200 + 200 = 1, that 5 million + 5 million = 1, that one would be the biggest and most powerful number, the number 1. So now I'm going to have you stand. I want you to join me as one. Please rise, embody your spirit, and I invite you to touch the shoulder or the hand of the person next to you. Reach across the aisle so that we are all together. And now say it with me. We are one.
We are one.
Again.
We are